Welcome back to the Success Playbook by Expertrons and Shine. We often talk to founders who built from the ground up, but today we have a guest who made a massive leap, trading the world of high finance for the world of inner peace and profits. Here's the co founder and the force behind the strategy and growth of Ekam Yoga, India's fastest growing digital wellness brand. A huge welcome to Avi Singhvi. Hey Avi, how are you doing today?
Hi Jatin, how are you? I'm doing well and excited to be here to be honest. And let's see what the future holds of us.
Thanks, Avi, for taking out time for our podcast. Avi, let's start from the very beginning. You had a very incredible professional transition. You were a risk analyst at Kodari Securities, a very sought after high power job. Why did you trade quarterly reports for asanas? What was the aha moment that led you to leave the stable career and dive into entrepreneurship with Ekam Yoga?
So the thing is that I used to love my job. Frankly speaking, I'm a typical finance guy. But 16 hours on the laptop, just working on the reports, just passing on commands over here and there, analyzing everything. I started to get a little bit tensed with my health. Typically with my sleeping cycle. I mean, 16 hours on the laptop is a big task.
Right.
So that's when my father was telling me that see, I'm launching this session, recipe management, please join that. I'm like, okay, I'll join that. Then that's where I was like, okay, this is something that I can do as my business as well. I don't mind doing it as a side job. Then I started to help out my father, and then down the road I was like, okay, there's a big market gap that I'm seeing right now. I can
Wow.
try to understand it and I can try to move forward with this.
Wow.
So that is one of the major reasons why I shifted on this.
Amazing. Very well put. I think necessity is really the mother of invention. And for you, yoga actually played that really good role, and wellness and focus on your health kind of played that role for you to start on your entrepreneurship journey. Now, let's talk about Ekam Yoga. You call it the wellness ecosystem, not just a yoga studio. What exactly does that mean? What did you identify as the challenges in the traditional yoga business, and how did Ekam Yoga solve those?
So basically, see, the journey of yoga, Ekam Yoga started back during March 20th. I think the COVID-19 lockdown was imposed in India, and that is when we realized, okay, people are just sitting at home and they're having this little bit of panic in their mind. Even if they're coughing, they're like, okay, we might have COVID. So we just started to provide free yoga sessions online only through WebEx Cisco. We started to provide 2 sessions daily basis, and then that is where we started to have around 10,000 users joining in every day. So we realized, okay, there's a big gap in the market right now if we are having this much of users just signing up.
Right.
And that was the time I was just doing a part-time job, a risk analyst, and having my full-time school. So I was like, okay, there's a big gap in the market. So
Right.
we launched our website overnight, and we started with this. And then later on down the road, we understood that okay, people in today's world, they just don't want one product. If they're buying something, they want an entire ecosystem with it. For example, so if they're buying a phone, let's assume that you go to Samsung's, Apple's, Google store, right? You might
Right.
pick out a phone that you like, and then you're like, I need a watch as well with it. I need an AirPods with it as well. I need my laptop as well with it. So that is where every one of them, they played a key part, and that is where I realized, okay, they are minting money right now. But my idea was see, I don't want to be a typical money hungry person right now. I want to give something good back to the society. So I was like, okay, let's start with something that is good and giving back to the society. So number one thing was that we launched Yoga Leisure. Basically, that is sustainable clothing made out of completely recyclable fabrics, and that is completely comfortable yoga wear that you can wear in regular life as well. Then the second one is your typical activewear, nylon and spandex based. That is your gym wear, activewear clothing. Then we saw the market gap for Ayurvedic products as well. Ayurvedic products, people from Gen Z or for millennials, they have always confused it with boring products or old people product. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, let's make this interesting, and we started to do our R&D in that. And we were
Right.
like, okay, we can mix it into gummies, and we can mix it into dissolvable or tasty tablets or something soda water. So that is where we started to do some R&D in that. In January month, we will be launching that. We're launching 29 Ayurvedic products. Some are on Shilajit, some are on testosterone, some of them are on multivitamins, but all of them are completely related to Ayurvedic, and that is not having side effects. And then also we're launching our Ayurvedic essential oils as well, and essential perfumes as well. So can you imagine just putting on and rubbing oil on your body and using it as a perfume as well? So we're coming up with that right now. So again, like understanding the mindset of people right now, they always want an ecosystem. They want something from an entire shop. They don't want that I will go over here, I'll go over here, I'll go over here. They want everything from one particular shop. So I was like, I cannot be money hungry over here right now. I need to be a typical businessman, but I need to give back to the society as well. So I was like, okay, I can make money and I can sleep well at night as well, understanding this fact that I'm giving back to the society.
Wow, wow. No, very, very well put, Avi. I think you've created a very beautiful ecosystem, and you're not just selling classes, you're actually selling a complete lifestyle. And of course, very interesting line of D2C products which you mentioned, like Activewear, Ayurvedic products, yoga props, a lot of interesting product line which you have in your ecosystem. How does this multiple revenue stream approach de-risk and supercharge your business model? Can you highlight on that?
So, see, basically, first I'll discuss about the problem that like why did we need the multiple revenue streams? But like, what is the typical problem with the yoga center right now? Let's assume that you have a yoga center right now, and you don't have any kind of backend support. First of all, you're digitally not recognizable. You don't have any backend team. You don't have any master support, or you're just focusing on one particular product right now that customer will show up and take yoga services. Whereas there are n number of people doing that already in the market. Now, whereas Ekam Yoga comes in with that is that we have master studios over here. We have centralized trainers. We can deploy more than 200 trainers in within 48 hours, all trained by us and governed by us, and all are completely under our authority. So even if let's assume that you want a local dialect speaking trainer, let's assume you're from Maharashtra or you're from Kannada, and you want a trainer that speaks local dialect like Kannada or Tulu, he speaks. So we can deploy that within 48 hours.
Wow.
This is one point that we can come in at. And again, the trainers that are out there, they are not reliable. Like for example, you might be going to some studio right now, and you might be paying 10,000 rupees for 10 sessions over there. But the
Right.
trainer will be like, sir, I'll come to your house for 8,000 rupees. I'll take month on month classes. Now the franchisee owner or the studio owner has just lost the customer. Whereas over
Yeah.
here, we come in with phygital classes. We have 26 sessions listed on our website that are
Right.
daily live broadcasted. So
Right.
that is being monitored and controlled by us. The trainers that will be deployed to the centers will be all completely trained and level 1 trainers so that they cannot steal the clients as well. So coming to the point again that why do we need multiple revenue sources? I cannot expect a franchisee person who is operating a store just to have one revenue stream and be dependent on this fact that customer will show up. The
Yeah.
point being simplest.
Makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
complete sense. Yeah.
So the point simplest being that like the franchisee owner or the store owner should have multiple revenue sources, Ekam Yoga props, clothing, gummies, perfumes, etc. So this all should be there as a revenue stream, and
Wow.
this does add on a good spark to the charm.
No, no, very well put, Avi. I think that also makes sure that the customer lifetime value is higher. That this also kind of makes sure that the break-even point comes early, as well as the monthly earning potential for each of your stores or for each of your partners also increases. Having said that, of course, you already have a few franchise stores, and your goal, of course, in the next 3 to 5 years is to surpass 500 stores. So how is that journey planned, and also like how do you see for the partners? How do you see for anyone who is a first time entrepreneur who is wanting to kind of connect with the right founders, right business model? How Ekam becomes the compelling opportunity? So can you highlight on that as well? Yeah.
So see, we operate on FOFO model, that
Right.
is franchisee owned, franchisee operated. But the point being that like since we are saying franchisee operated, it does not entirely mean that it's franchisee operated. For example, let's assume that one person is coming up to me tomorrow saying that like I have a capital investment of 30 lakh rupees and I want to put up a studio in Hyderabad region or in Bangalore region right now. So every single work that they might have to do, we will be supporting them. For example, finding out the correct location, negotiating with the rent owner, the lease owner, and sourcing out the best locations, helping with the R&D that what all schools, IVF hospitals, what all pregnancy hospitals, what all corporates are nearby, what all societies are nearby, so that we can tie up the studio with them. We'll be helping them to get complete revenue within the starting 4 months. Like within the first 4 months, they should not be coming onto the point that they have to keep investing from their own pocket. They should
Makes
be
sense.
coming onto a point that like their business is becoming self-sustainable, and within 1 to 1.5 years of time, their business will be break even. So that is where Ekam Yoga comes in as a proper help, that we will be nurturing you as a proper business owner, that like this will be the case and we will be helping you.
Wow, wow. No, very beautifully put how it is going to be useful, and the ecosystem which you have created, or the support which you provide to the partners, that's of course something which is very phenomenal. You also focus on a tech driven experience. So, how is the phygital approach simplifying operations, enabling your partners to succeed without necessarily like being certified yoga trainers themselves? So, can you highlight more on this?
Sure. So see, basically, franchisee owner who will be taking up a store, they don't necessarily be needing to know how to be a yoga trainer, or they don't even need to be certified. First, number one point being the classes that will be taking and the monitoring will be done from our team, our backend team, and that live classes will be broadcasted at the studio. So it will be live interactive classes. For example, some customer in the crowd named Sonam, she might be having some question with the trainer. So she can just ask the trainer that like, ma'am, this posture that I'm doing right now, for example, if she's doing Bastrika, my shoulder cannot stretch properly. I might be having some shoulder injury. So she can just point it out, and then the master trainer can point out to the local trainer over there that the customer is having this issue. Can you please make sure that she's getting the right adjustment towards that, or she's getting right support if she's stretching her hand. So again, the point being why this was implemented, first of all, the owner of the store should have a security that their client is not going anywhere. Once the client is stepped into their store, the client is whole and soul theirs only, not ours, not the trainers. It is whole and soul franchisee owner's client. Number two, the security of the client should be there, that the client is having little bit of comfort with the trainer, that like, okay, I'm getting the right guidance and the right approach that I need for my body right now, and whatever ailment they're having, they're getting a cure for that. So these two are the major pointers why we had implemented this technologically driven system.
Wow. No, that makes complete sense, Avi. And of course, the experienced trainers are someone who are limited in nature, and for you to provide the best qualities in remotest of the areas, of course, this system kind of makes a lot of sense. I mean, of course, I've worked in education for the last 15 years or so, and I know that similar model have been applied in JEE NEET coaching, where you have some of these master faculties who are only available at a certain area, but they cannot be available everywhere. And in the remotest of the area, in tier towns also, you need really highly experienced faculties, and a model like a phygital approach of course brings that double assurance very nicely thought. I also, let's come to the customer side. What's exactly your customer profile? What kind of audience actually comes to your yoga studio, and what are the challenges they face, and what are the problems they are sorting solution to while they approach a Ekam Yoga studio? So can you highlight on some of your customer profiles?
See, the first number one pointer that I'll be wanting to highlight is that there is a plus point, that our age group does not differ into a segment of 18 to 24 or 24 to 34. Our age group defines from between 5 to 85. Now, how I will tell you that, see, the 26 sessions that we have listed on our website and the same sessions that will be broadcasted to the studio, they are particularly focusing on each and every single ailment or an age group. For example, a lady who is wanting to get pregnant but not able to conceive, she's having hormonal issues like PCOS or PCOD. She's not been regular for 6 to 8 months now. She's gained up around 30 kgs. So we have a session curated for that. Let's assume that there is some people from between 60 to 80. They're having kneecap issues or back issues or arthritis issue, and the doctor is recommending some kind of surgery. So we have therapy sessions for that. Let's assume that the kids, they're having an issue of completely being stick towards the screen. They've started to consume reels and online data from an early age. So how to bring them back to the normal life and to the normal passage? We have kids yoga. Customers who are wanting to lose weight from between 18 to 28. So we have weight loss yoga. Customer who is wanting to calm themselves, have some good work-life balance as well, some competitive exam fighting, like for example UPSC, SSC, or NEET aspirants, whatever the issues they might be having, and they've done 16 to 20 hours of study and they're not able to calm themselves down. So we have stress management or yoga for them as well. So again, it is all age-wise that we have defined over here. So this is a big point to any franchisee owner right there. They can target a mass.
Wow, that makes sense, Avi, and very beautifully put. Just having an audience base which is as large as starting from so young age to even senior citizens. So for the users, it is of course something which will give them the right solution to their defined problems. At different ages, you have different problems. So very beautifully put. Any interesting customer story or experience which you would like to share? Because entrepreneurship journey is a lonely one, and of course takes a lot of toll on you. So any interesting customer story where they have come back with really good feedback on the results they've got, which just keeps you motivated to kind of do this thing even more.
See, the top three classes that have been reviewed the most by our customers. Number one being the weight loss classes. For past 4 years, we've gotten more than 1,000 reviews of the customers that they've lost n number of weight while maintaining in healthy balance as well, while restoring their previous health as well. For example, talking about myself only, past 2 years I've been doing yoga at our company only, and I've reduced around 38 kgs while maintaining a good diet. That the whole service I'm implementing on myself only. So that is one big example. Then again, talking about the pregnancy, post pregnancy and pre pregnancy, we have sessions again. For example, one lady, she was not having periods regular for a very long time. Then again, she got PCOS, PCOD, and in those 6 months, she gained around 28 kgs. Then she started to do yoga with us, and for the particularly for your women hormonal balance.
Right.
And within 4 months, she got her periods again. Luckily, she was wanting to conceive a baby as well at that time. She was already 33 years old. So after she turned 34, we shifted her session to pregnancy planning. Then her husband joined. They were there for around 8 months, and then they started to do yoga with us every day. Specialized in curated positions that we asked them to do, etc. And 8 to 9 months, they were able to conceive a baby. And then post pregnancy as well, she did not take. She went with natural birth. She did not have to go for any C-section. And after that as well, her postpartum journey was very comfortable. We asked her to join our stress management so she doesn't get the postpartum depression as well. So again, these are all the pointers that helps and motivates other people out there, because this is a need in the market and they don't understand that, okay, this is a need.
Wow. No, Avi, very well put, and I'm sure. I mean, these are some real problems in customer journey and pain points, which of course customers are not able to seek solution to challenges, and you're able to kind of make that difference in their life. So this is really some impacting work you're doing out there. Really good to know this about Ekam, and I'm sure as an entrepreneur, this keeps you motivated, keeps you going, that you're able to bring back that sanity, that level of happiness, solution to those real challenges which your customers are facing. So kudos to Ekam and kudos to pursuing this journey. Now it's good to kind of learn this from you on this podcast. So now time for some rapid fire round, and I'll quickly shoot on some of the questions for you. So one business lesson you took from your experience as a risk analyst that you use every day at Ekam.
Do not think about your decision twice. That comes from your heart and brain at once.
Go by your gut. Amazing. Best type of city for a new Ekam Yoga store? Any 1, 2, tier 3 city which you would want your next store at?
Number one would be Bangalore and Hyderabad, in my opinion, and then it would be all tier 2 cities, Coimbatore and Surat.
Wow. What's the single most important metric you track daily for Ekam? Amazing. If I talk about your personal life, what is the single important metric you track daily? Your health metric or any you track daily?
Since I said that, like past 2 years I've been doing training at Ekam Yoga only, so my weight.
Oh wow. Amazing. And any of the pose you say it matches your entrepreneurial journey?
Kapalbhati.
Oh, wow.
A pose that you can do anywhere, anytime, and you can do it very comfortably.
Very interesting. One piece of advice you would give your younger self who was still a risk analyst?
Believe in time and believe in the journey that you're about to endure.
Very well put, and I'm sure a younger version of yourself would thank you for an advice like this. Avi, this has been a masterclass in modern scalable entrepreneurship, which has its roots in tradition. You are not just selling yoga, you are actually selling a healthy, purposeful and meaningful lifestyle. And also a proven business model with phenomenal returns. So good to kind of learn about all of this. And for our guest, of course, if you want to kind of transition your own career, get into a really high ROI based business and be a part of the future of wellness. Ekam is surely really good success playbook in itself. Thank you, Avi, for being on the success playbook and like letting us know more about the Ekam mission and vision. To our listeners, share, subscribe, and see you next time. Thanks, Avi. Thanks for being part of the podcast.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.